Hey everyone. So today's question, I don't necessarily have a answer in mind, but I'm just gonna shoot straight off the hip and see what I think of. What inspires you? That's the question. So I'm gonna just say this, and I don't care if people think it's cheesy or overly religious. I don't really care. The Book of Mormon, that inspires me. Especially lately, I've been reading in the war chapters of the Book of Mormon, which is, if you're not familiar, it's like Alma chapter 40 something, like 42 until like Helaman chapter 6 or something like that. Um, really good chapters in the Book of Mormon. A lot of people don't really recognize the value. They're like, why in this religious book did the historian, the prophet who compiled all of these accounts, include these records of wars between these two groups of people, the Nephites and the Lamanites? Why did he do that? It's a really good question. And if you start to think about why in the context of your own life, of our own, each of our own struggles that we go through, I believe you can get some inspiration from that. Because if you start to look at life, look at the struggles that you are having, whether it be struggles of addiction, struggles of discouragement or doubt, or struggles of distraction, struggling to stay focused on what you care about and build passion with that in your life. And you recognize and really recognize that there is an intelligent enemy trying to destroy you, then you will start to find value in those war chapters. So I would recommend reading those chapters from that viewpoint. And you can start to see all sorts of parallels. For example, let's see, what's a good one? Hmm. 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 Man, I don't know if I can think of one on the spot. Let's see, yeah. So Amalickiah, he's this Nephite who dissents from the Nephites because he wants to be king. He wants to rule over them and tear down their free government of judges and their system of freedom of religion and all these things. So Moroni, this super hardcore, awesome, valiant guy, disciple of Christ, stands up to him. He gathers the people, rallies the people, gets them to fight for freedom, and dispels them from out of their land. And is able to get rid of that before it corrupts the entire people and causes destruction from within. But Amalickiah then goes and joins the Lamanites and stirs them up, gets them mad, and gets them to attack the Nephites. I just thought of a really good example. So, in one of the first battles that the Nephites have with the Lamanites, with Captain Moroni, the Nephites come to battle and they are ready. They prepare themselves. They come with helmets and breastplates and arm shields, and they're just armored up. They're ready. They're protected and they're trained and they're ready to go. And the Lamanites, when they come to fight, they are so taken aback by this because they're coming in basically wearing loincloths or whatever. And they have their weapons, but they're not protected at all. And so the Nephites are able to basically just destroy them. And they win these battles fairly easily. However, the next time the Lamanites come to fight, they have learned from that past mistake, and they are armored up as well. They have a lot of armor, just like the Nephites. But Moroni anticipates that the Lamanites are going to learn from their mistakes and does even more to prepare them. He builds up these really strong fortifications around all of the cities, preparing for the Lamanites. So there's a lesson there as well, like Satan and the adversary. If you want to look at it in more of a less of a religious, spiritual way, you could just say the challenges that you have. They're gonna ramp up their ways to the way they face against you. As soon as you can be strong, but you can be ahead of the game. So you win some victories, you prepare yourself. Those struggles are still going to get harder, but if you are up ahead of the game, you can anticipate those things, and they will always be several steps behind you. And there are practical ways to apply that it would take a while to go into in this video. So anyway, that's something that inspires me. I love the lore chapters of the Book of Mormon. That's one thing. There are several other things that I could probably mention, but that's one that comes immediately to mind. So there you go. See you in the next video.